Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. So today's video is going to be on the Bayson R rear spats. So in my last video, we did the Icon Motorsports rear diffuser, rear lip, rear valance. I don't know what you call it. That was a success, and I really enjoyed how that turned out. So I really wanted to get something on the sides and the back. I do have the USDM spats that you can get from Subaru. It's an OEM option that you can buy from, when you buy the car. But I wanted something that would lower the sides a little bit more because I felt like the back end kind of swoops up too much. And it just, I don't know, something doesn't look right. And I also have the Bayson R front CSL style lip as well as a CS style side skirt extensions. So I kind of just wanted to complete it. And that was kind of, these are pretty cheap. These are only about 70 bucks. I wanted, I kind of put it off because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to go with. Ultimately, I wanted to go something with carbon fiber. But I was like, you know what? I'm not there yet. I'd want to redo everything if I got any of these pieces in carbon fiber. So if I just got rear spats that were carbon fiber, I'd want to do the front lip. I'd want to do side skirts. I would want to do the diffuser that I just put on. And I'm not there yet. I'm not 100% sure that's definitely what I want to do. I was like, you know what? Let me just buy these, see if I like them, see if it's the style that I like. And see how they hold up and everything, and just what I think of them, because spending all that money on carbon fiber is it's a commitment, and I'm just not there yet. And I've been so happy with how the front lip and the side skirts held up over all these years, and just how they look. They look brand new still, and they're still on very strong. So I was like, let me just try these out since it kind of completes the kit. And it's kind of exactly what I'm after. So there's a lot of different versions out there of different spats that you can get. I didn't want any of them that, it's hard to describe here. I'll show you on the car what I mean in a little bit. But I didn't want any spats that basically, this goes down the side of the car. I didn't want any that wrapped around this way. There's a few that do that. And the reason for that is because like I said, I have the USDM spats. So basically these will sit lower. And if I had the ones that wrapped around, what that would do is it would leave a gap between the actual diffuser or the rear bumper to this. So there would be a gap right here. Normally, if you don't have the USDM spat, it would be up a lot closer, and it would kind of line up with the exhaust finisher, the exhaust tip area. But since I do have those spats, it lowers it a little bit, so there would be that gap. And I didn't want that. I wanted something that was basically just on the side, kind of poked out, and lowered the rear a little bit, but I didn't want that thing wrapping around. So these are what I decided on. These are by Bayson R. It's the same kind of, poly plastic material that everything else is made out of. It's not the most beautiful finish, but like I said, the side skirts and the front lip has held up really well. All I do is I clean them like I normally do with during my car wash. Once in a while, I put some plastic protector on there, and I just spray them with my normal bead maker or the wax or anything that I use during that during that wash or detail. And they've held up really well. They're not turning gray. They're not turning that white ashy color. They look really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up protecting these the exact same way because it seemed to have worked. So hopefully it weathers the same as the other ones, which I'm sure it will since it is the same material. So as you can see, this is actually the side you'll be seeing. This is underneath. So basically it's going to sit on the back of the bumper or the rear spats like this. So this part will be shown. So it sticks out a little bit, and it'll kind of bring the sides down so it'll be all even, if you're looking at the car from the side, which I'm really happy about. There's not really much to say about it. And, it's not like, oh, this is amazing quality. It's just basically a piece of plastic. But this really just bolts up right to the actual side of the car. It's very simple. Comes with pop clips and some self taps. The pop clips, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use since, again, I do have those pieces on right now, the rear spats. So I don't know if it's going to reach, but I will try. But either way, you can just do the self taps and you'll be pretty much fine. I might put some 3M tape here to give it a better bond with the part that I'm putting it up against. It's not going to hurt, and I have I have 3M tape, a whole bunch of it, so I might as well just put some on here just to be extra safe. And again, if these things do fall off or they get damaged or anything like that, it's not the end of the world. These things, like I said, were 70 bucks. It's not, compared to some others that are a couple hundred, this is pretty reasonable. So let's get to installing them in the car. I'll show you exactly what I do and what, how to get them on the car, especially with the spats. I said spats a lot in this video, I know, I understand, but sorry for that's getting annoying. But there's not many videos or people explaining if this can be done with those on the car. Most people just put these on without any type of extension or spat on the car currently, and they just go right onto the actual bumper. So I figure this would be helpful for anybody that is curious to see if this does work with that option on the car. So let's get to put them on the car. I'm going to start with one side, make sure everything fits well and looks right. And I'll walk you through the process on the driver's side so I can show you exactly what needs to be done and just how to get it mounted to the car. All right, guys, so I got the passenger side already installed. It took me a little trial and error here because I was mainly trying to line it up. You're basically going off, it's kind of hard to see, but you're going off of this line right here. That's basically the line where you want to put it up against the actual spat or the rear of the car. So it's just kind of finagling, just making sure it's in the right spot. And just being able to get under the car and actually screw the self taps in. Because mainly, there's just not enough room because my car is lower as well. I do have the spats on the side that lower the car even more, so it's hard to get tools under there. So ultimately what I ended up doing was backing up onto some ramps. So I bumped the car up a little bit, and then I jacked the car up just a little bit, not off the ground, but just to kind of raise it a little bit, just to decompress the suspension. Allowed me to get a drill under there and able to screw everything nice and tight. So basically, this is all the hardware that I'm using. It includes, basically, this is what you get with the kit. You get 3 self-taps or screws, or not even self-taps, but screws with the kit, as well as 1 pop clip. But I also added 2 of my own self-taps for reassurance. I also drilled out, because there's not a hole, there's a hole right here, but in the actual bumper, there's not a hole for that. There is if you don't have the rear USDM or JDM spat on, but you have to drill this out. So I ended up drilling it out, and it pops right in. It fits nice, like that, and then it's just added protection. Also, I also ended up using 3M tape just for added reassurance, and it's not necessary, but I felt it just had a much better hold onto everything. It ends up going against the bumper much tighter. It has a much tighter, there's no gap. If you didn't use the tape, there might be a little bit of a gap. So this just kind of holds it into place just for extra reassurance. So all I'm going to do is add some double-sided tape along here. I don't want to put it too close to this edge. I want to kind of put it back a little bit, and then kind of on the ends right here where it's touching. I'll show you just how much I'm actually going to put on here. So I'm going to do some there, right about here. And you don't want to put it too close to the edge because you will see it, and you don't want that to happen. That's basically where all the double-sided tape is going to go. You don't have to go too crazy, as I said, just to get that initial stick so you can have it in place when you're screwing things in, because otherwise, normally if you didn't have what I have on the back, which is the USDM spat, again, I'm saying that too much, but there's no other word for it. You simply can use this pop clip and pop it in, and then it would hold it into place, and it's much easier to screw it in. But since I don't have that, and I have to drill this out, I like to position it first and then screw everything in just so I know it's in the right spot, because if I drill this hole and put the pop clip in, I won't be able to adjust and move it. So now what I'm going to do is actually clean the underside of the bumper where this is going to make contact. I'm just using some detail spray and a microfiber because it's pretty dirty under there, and you want a good bond between this. Otherwise, it's, you're just sticking it to rocks and everything and grime, and it's just going to fall right off. You don't have to go crazy with the cleaning, but just get a decent cleaning of it just so it has a better hold. So I'm just going to spray some detail spray and just wipe it down. Again, like I said, it doesn't have to be crazy clean. Just, you want to get the initial grime and stuff off just so it's not terribly dirty when you put it on. Oh man, spent the last 10 minutes getting all the backing off of this tape. I can't stand doing this tape. So basically what I realized after doing the one side over there, you want to line the edge up with this side, because this is easy to basically maneuver wherever you want. But a good starting point is to kind of line it up again with this line here to right here, and then you just want to butt this up against right here, so you have a nice flat line. It's not bumped back or anything. And then once you get it to on this point where it's lined up nicely, you can move this around to position it to where you want. So basically that's where I want it. And right here it's nice and lined up. Then I'll just kind of hold it into place for a little bit to let the tape kind of adhere and do its job. Keep in mind the tape is pretty strong. Honestly, it probably could hold it there itself. But if you like step on this wrong or something, it could rip off, and it's just much easier just to throw a few screws in for added reassurance. And again, I'm going to drill out the hole for the pop clip, just for extra stability and make sure it's on there well. So that's basically, obviously that's what it's going to look like, but this lines up really nice. This lines up really nice. The line is perfect right here. So now all I'm going to do is take the screws that are provided plus the 2 I added and just drill them right into the holes that are already there. And then I'm going to drill out the pop clip and we'll be done. All installed, so pretty happy with it. Pretty simple install. Of course, the first side that I did took a little bit longer than the last side, just because I kind of nailed down the process of how to install it. But I think it really adds some aggression to the rear. It fills it in, it lowers it just the right amount, because now if you look, again, it's nighttime, so it's kind of hard to see. But we got the front lip, side skirts, and then it just kind of flows all the way to the back. Again, I have those rear spats there, so it lowers it even more. Otherwise, they would be up a little higher, be a little bit higher, but this kind of just flows perfectly. And then you come around to the back, and you got the pretty sweet diffuser back there that I just installed the other night. So I think it looks pretty cool. They are pretty aggressive if you look at them from the top. They do jut out, but it's perfect. It actually lines up with the tire really well. So it just kind of makes the rear end look a little bit wider, a little bit more aggressive. And I'm really digging the new rear look. Again, it would have been awesome to do this all on carbon fiber, but honestly, with everything black, I think it just flows really nicely. Again, one day I'll do carbon, but for now, I'm really content with this. I think this is perfect. So it adds up to about 220 bucks for a pretty cool kind of custom, I Frankenstein kind of way diffuser, as opposed to just buying one, really expensive piece. And now I just kind of pieced some things together that I thought looked the best and would work all together. And I think it flows really nicely. And I don't know, I really dig the look. I think it looks cool. It is aggressive for the sides because they jut out so much. I guess you can adjust how far in there they are or not. But I just kind of went by the line. If you look up close, it lines up perfectly with there. And you come over here and it has a nice even. It's nice and flat and flush against that, so it's not, it doesn't bump out or anything, and they fit really well. There's no like spaces in between the two pieces, and I'm just overall really happy. Really simple. I figured also, before I end this video, update on the diffuser. If you guys didn't see my last video, I wrote to the company Icon Motorsports because I mentioned there was a blemish right here. I guess you can kind of see it. It was just like a defect in there. First they said it was, I messaged them, I was like, hey, I just opened this up. Here's a defect. What can you guys do? Don't, it's not a big deal, but let me know. And they messaged me back. They said, oh, it looks like it was cut. Can you take a picture of the box? And I was like, hey, the box was totally fine. This is just how it came out of the packaging. This is not a cut in there from a blade or anything like that. It's simply just a defect. And then next message I got, they said, hey, we're sending out a new one for you. So pretty cool, pretty awesome. Big props to Icon Motorsports. They're not asking me to return this one. They're not asking for anything other than just satisfying the customers. So I'm really happy with that outcome. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that. I thought they would just give me credit or say, return this one and we'll give you a new one. But they didn't even hesitate. I didn't even ask for it. They just were kind and willing to just meet a customer's needs to make them happy and get them what they want. So really happy about that. So with that being said, what do you guys think about doing a giveaway for this diffuser? Since I have another one coming, I'm going to be installing the new one. the one that I'm going to be, I guess, giving away would have that little defect. I mean, you guys can't even really see it. It's not that bad. Obviously, I would state that in the giveaway and let everybody know, but I figured I would do something cool, because otherwise I don't know what to do with this. I'm not going to sell it. I don't want to do that. I figured I wanted to do another giveaway, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So this is a good opportunity, I think, for everybody on the channel and everybody that's following me to support me and do something fun again. And we can do a little giveaway on that. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if you think that's a good idea, if this is something that you would want, or want to do a giveaway on. It'll be, I'll go over the whole details of it once I get the new one in. It'll be probably very similar. I'll probably do the whole thing. Just comment below with your Instagram handle and do a word or something. I'll do like a random pick like I did last time for the oil cap, the parent oil cap. So we'll see. I don't know. I'll see what everybody thinks, and I'll update you guys once the new one comes in. But yeah, guys, that's the new rear end. I think it looks really, really cool, really aggressive, really nice, and it definitely lowers that rear end that I was looking for. It doesn't look so high and goofy anymore. It just looks pretty badass. So now I have to back the car up. I have to turn it on, and it's like midnight. So hopefully I don't piss off any neighbors. But they know me. They're all cool. They know me, what I do with the car and everything, so they don't bother me. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. And if you guys have any questions about the Spats or the diffuser or anything else on the car, be sure to ask them below. Keep in mind, I have a video on pretty much every single mod of this car. The taillights, the wheels, the exhaust, every single thing, the tune, every single thing that's on this car, I have a video on it. So if you ever have questions, just search through my videos. I have everything that you can possibly even think of, pretty much. And I go over it in detail. They're pretty much long format like I always do. And I go over every single little spec and detail you can possibly want. So if you are curious about anything, just check out some videos. I promise you'll get all your questions answered. But if you can't find your answer, don't hesitate to ask below. I'm more than happy to answer. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.